talk about how you're training throwing, again, from the stance. Are you having guys adjust into a 2 foot stance on the runner call, like anything like that? Talk a little bit about that, pre-pitch sort of a deal for throwing, just as much as we dove into the receiving piece.
Yeah, I think for us, it really starts with kind of some of those nuances and things with the setup that I alluded to earlier. I think a lot of guys struggle out of the left knee down because their left foot maybe isn't in the ground the way that it should be from the beginning, or they're just sitting on the top of their shoelaces there with that left foot. And really, it's, for us, the left leg is what pushes us up, right? Because we're trying to get the right foot down into the ground as fast as possible, whether we're, replacing feet a little bit or it's a jab step, whatever space we have. So whether a kid is right knee down, left knee down, for some guys, they want to start on 2 feet and work into a knee down if the guy doesn't go. Whatever it is, we want to make sure that our feet are in the right spot and that our connection with our spikes is in the right spot, so that if we do have to go transition or make a move, we're going to be in a better position to do that. And so we tend to stay away from like balance and using that verbiage, because balanced is comfortable, but balance doesn't mean that you're going to be adjustable, right? We want to be activated. We want to be engaged. We want to be, just really strong with that foundation. And so from there, I think you have a lot of guys that can do a number of different things. For me personally, I probably have more of a bias towards, if a kid wants to throw off 2 feet, well, then let's just start on 2 feet. We got a million ways that we can get into our knee down setup should he not run. I know we're seeing a lot of guys have success with starting on a knee and then kind of that like late hop to 2 feet if they need to. We definitely have a handful of guys here that prefer to do it that way. We don't tell them that they can't. But generally, when we go through the kind of the Rolodex of options for how we can transition into different positions and what would make the most sense over the course of a 150 pitch game and different scenarios, we tend to see guys probably move away from the whole start on a knee and hop up to 2 feet if I have to throw kind of thing. So I think
it takes a good athlete to do that.
It really
There's a lot of times I'm like, hey, like just try to pop up, and then I'm like, like I'm pretty mobile, so I'm like, no, just kind of like this, and I like do it, and they're like, oh, okay, and then like all of a sudden they like stand all the way up to come all the way back down. I was like, no, we're gonna scrap this right now.
That might be where we're different, because I've tried to do it and I'm not mobile. How does anybody do this, But yeah, you just got to know your guy. And I really think that it starts with just having those options for him, right? Like, hey, if you want to start here, we can then get to this throwing position, maybe these 3 or 4 different ways, or at least use that as a foundation of where we start. If you want to start with this knee down, we can do it this way. If you want to start on 2 feet, here's your list of options. And we'll take the time to go through all of those. Usually there's going to be a very small list of transitions and setups that they end up rolling with and want to use in game. But we'll go through tons of variations to get them to understand just how many ways there is to do it.